We got something for you. We got something for you. It's something Megapod shiny. It's wrapped in Megapod plastic. Put on your Megapod jammy. It's time for Megapod-tastic. 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 Megapod-tastic.
Good morning, take two. Welcome.
Take two.
Welcome back to Crazy Joe's Concession Stand. I'm Crazy Joe. This is Little Movie Perp, and this is our second attempt at stream because I accidentally set the previous one to private, so we were live and nobody could see us. I'm like, how come nobody? There's nobody in the chat. That seems a little odd. And see, now we are live because Dat Dude Vince has arrived. Welcome.
Hello,
Dat Dude Vince.
How's it going, Vince?
You know what? I wish Junkman was available because Junkman would fit. Go right in Junkman's Junkman's chat that when he's done, he should get in touch with me and we can get him to join us because I think Junkman's gonna love this stream. In fact, let me send the code to Junkman when he's because Junkman plays a part in this story. So if he wanted to be here, it would actually be perfect. Let me see. When you're done, join us.
Join us.
Yeah, got Evil Dead on him there. All right. Yeah. Hopefully Junkman pops. All right, guys. So the beginning of this stream is going to sound like a rerun because we've already done this. But nobody was watching.
We practiced
it. So this is a different kind of stream for me. I usually don't do dedicated streams to complaining about other YouTubers. As a film guy, somebody who loves movies, the comments made in this video really kind of irked me, and I think they're. Movie Perp's gonna feel the same as a movie guy. But today we're going to be talking about a YouTuber named Michael French, runs a channel called Retroblasting, and again we're in rerun rerun part here because
Retroblasting.
I was a fan of Retroblasting for years. Met him at Dragon Con in the Hyatt Hotel a couple of years ago. Got a picture with him. Attended his panel. That's Michael French and his wife, Linda, on either side of me. That day, they were very nice. Couldn't be friendlier. And I really loved his content. And mainly, he does a toy channel, toys. And it was a great toy channel. Somewhere around 2018, when the great... I hate Star Wars YouTube trend began. Michael joined in on that trend. And that's where our story kind of begins because I saw a video on Michael's channel. I think it was called Canon Doesn't Matter Anymore, where he was just basically tearing apart all the reasons he hates the Disney Star Wars movies. And I thought there were some disingenuous points he made. Like he was talking about how fans of the sequel trilogy don't care about certain things. Like they don't care. They didn't tell us who Snoke was. We don't care. They don't tell us how the First Order came to business. We don't care. They don't tell us this. We don't care. I thought, well, this is a little disingenuous because you didn't know those things in the original trilogy. You didn't know how Palpatine came to power. You didn't know how the Empire came to power. You found out in the prequels, which came out 19 years later, but during that period where those first three movies came out, you didn't know, you just accepted it. But now suddenly not having everything spelled out for you was an issue. And I thought it was a little disingenuous. Wrote an email, very friendly email. I wasn't rude. I wasn't like, hey, you're a big dummy, blah, blah, blah. No, I was polite. I said, hey, I saw your most recent video. I disagree with you on a lot of points. Here's some of the things I disagree with. Went blah, blah, blah. Told him I disagree with. And, oh, by the way, I left this out. He ended that video by saying, try being friends with people who have different opinions than you as movies. And I'll never forget that end shot. He said, like, try being friends with someone who has different opinion in movies than you. And he said that, and there was a shot of him dressed as an X-Wing pilot going like this, giving a thumbs up. And
What
I
does
was a
that
fan of
mean?
his channel. I don't know, but I was a fan of his channel. He said he wants to be friends with people who have different opinions. So I sent him a
Oh,
very
cool.
nice email. I invited him to be a guest on my show. I said, "Hey, why don't you come on? I have a difference of opinion. I give him a little idea what where I was coming from, of my opinions." And I said, "Yeah, I'd love to have you." I got back the nastiest email. It was just rude as can be. He basically was like, "I don't know why you're writing me this missive," and basically went on to tell me like how I was the biggest idiot in the world because I liked the things he didn't like. And I read his whole email kind of in shock because I'd met him. I'd attended his panels at Dragon Con. I'd watched his videos. I thought he was a decent guy, but it was like as soon as you disagreed with him on something, you were dirt to him. Like this email was
He
like
got on his X-wing. That's what that picture meant. If we have a difference,
exactly,
I'm gonna get on my X-wing. I'm gonna attack you.
exactly. So I ignored him. I didn't say a word about him on my channel. Didn't say a word. Kept my mouth shut. Unsubscribed. Didn't watch his videos anymore. And a couple of years passed of me being silent, and I became friends with a guy who I just sent the invite to him. I don't know if like, he's live streaming on another channel, The Junk Man. I became friends with YouTube, The Junk Man, and I didn't know anything about Junk Man and Michael French, but apparently Junk Man had issues with him too, and they were very similar to mine. With him, like just you have a difference of opinion to me. Uh, you're garbage. And you go to Michael French's channel. He's done dozens upon dozens upon dozens of videos about how he hates the Junk Man, and if you're a fan of the Junk Man, you shouldn't watch his videos. And if he finds out you like the Junk Man, he'll delete your comments. Um, that stuff's been there. Oh, by the way, Michael French is very, very responsive to criticism. Like, meaning if you say anything about him, he's going to come after you. So he'll probably pop up in the chat any minute now, or
Okay.
he'll do a video complaining about it. I don't know. He doesn't like criticism at all.
Okay.
And one of his big catchphrases is he's obsessed with receipts. He's like, "Where's your receipts? I need your receipts." Well, I'm going to tell you right now, I don't work at the returns counter at Target, so I don't give a shit about receipts. Uh, if I get something wrong, I didn't go back and like look and say, well, what exactly did he say about junk? I didn't, I got a life. I got a wife. I got kids. I got a job. I don't have time for that shit. I'm giving you the ballpark idea here. If I don't get everything exactly right, sorry, Michael, no receipts. I don't give a shit. When I have a job working at the returns counter at Target, then I'll care about receipts. But Junkman and I kind of bonded over this. I was like, oh, you had issues with him too. And that brings us to now. Basically, I keep my distance from him. I try to stay out of drama. I've never mentioned him that much on my channel, unless people ask me. I've been doing live streams. People have said something, and I've addressed it, but I've never done a dedicated video like this. But he recently did a stream, and I wanted you and I to react to it as movie fanatics, as people who love movies. I just
Cinema
thought,
connoisseurs, as they say.
yeah. Let me see. I'm going to share this stream now, and let me know if you can hear it. Make sure the audio is working. It's called "Hollywood is Burning." YouTubers, this is your moment. So here's the video.
Look at all those Hollywood movies in the background.
Yeah, I was checking out his shelf, seeing what he's got. He's got some good movies up there. But I'm going to tell you what he says in this video tells me that he doesn't really know what a movie is. I'm going to say that he is not a fan of movies. He doesn't even know what a movie is. And you'll see why as this stream goes on.
I'm sure by now you have all heard about the
meltdown
in Hollywood that seems to have been escalating for some time. And from everything that I've researched and watched about the Screen Actors Guild joining the strike for their own reasons, It appears that the grievances have everything to do with us living in a low moment of the corporate mentality. I've talked about this a lot on my channel
he's
before.
very big into anti-corporation. He hates all corporations.
It's not a surprise to me. That the surprise would really be if they hadn't tried to make these decisions that then sent the working people, you know.
I don't know. Maybe I should. Maybe we shouldn't watch the whole video. Maybe we should just forward it.
Where they feel like they have no option left. And this isn't something that is.
Well, he's setting it up.
Wanting to get into a debate about whether or not there should be unions. Let's not go there.
Okay.
This is about, you know, people being used and exploited. This isn't just about the A-listers that make millions of dollars a movie. This is about the people who are trying to make it in an already mercenary
rational
business,
we're taking over the channel, Perp and I. This is our channel now.
All the cards.
Yeah.
And
it's a free-for-all.
It's always been that way to a degree, but ever since these companies have been eating one another up, as I've talked about in past videos, I'm both encouraged and at the same time a little bemused by seeing YouTube channels right now talk about how companies like Disney and Warner Brothers are in a mode where all they know how to do is acquire. They're just buying things, and I kind of sit back and I'm like, yeah, I was saying that a few years ago. Like it's not a
very ahead of the curve,
but it's amazing how long it takes some people to catch up and realize that's what's been going on. And once they get to a certain size, and once they have
that's always been what's going on,
top, who are just professional executives who are responding and reacting to this strike that hasn't happened in this kind of scale in 63 years. In the film business, and they're reacting from a location in Idaho called Billionaires Summer Camp. You couldn't write this kind of farce and get away with it. So while we may deride and sneer at actors on the A level from time to time, because a lot of them are approaching billionaire status, I say a lot. A handful of them are approaching billionaire status. We have to watch them, pimp their cell phone companies in ads all the time because the millions of dollars they make in movies just apparently isn't enough.
I think he's talking about Ryan Reynolds,
and that's not singularly a slam at Ryan Reynolds.
No, it was
a phenomenon that's happening and has been happening with these actors for a long time. But they are trying to protect the actors below them in the pecking order. They are trying to protect the background players and the people trying to break through as an extra, the people trying to get their union cards and get fair pay, and the people who are character actors and don't have the runaway 10 to 15 million a movie careers that they do. They are picketing for them and for the integrity of the system. And similarly, the
YouTubers, this is your moment.
When
we get into that part, oh my God,
that's enough.
Yeah, this is a 25-minute video. I think I should forward up a little.
Yeah, this is a little boring. I mean, I don't necessarily disagree with what he's saying right now either. It's like, all right,
Hollywood are going to do. They're going to keep making movies that get worse and worse and worse.
No, okay. Now we're getting bad takes. Here we go.
That are still doing okay. Turner Classic Movies. Turner Classic Movies has never been a loss leader financially. It has always been a solid, steady, amount of modest income. But they've got this mentality now.
Now, to be fair,
income isn't good enough.
To be fair,
because
I love Turner Classic
all
Movies.
They're trying to do is.
But how does he know
change the numbers?
Did they share the numbers with him?
Trajectory for the next quarter and then the next.
Did they share the numbers at all?
Short-term vision, which at this point is no vision at all. We've seen what they've done to Star Wars. We've seen what they're doing to Marvel. We've seen what they did to
How
Indiana
come
Jones
like it's only like Hollywood has only made like 4 movies?
We're seeing how they never
like I swear to God.
No, wait. Did you hear that? He goes, "We've seen what they've done to Indiana Jones in one film." He made a big deal, unless if he backtracked. I don't know. But unless if he backtracked, he made a big deal about how he didn't see Indiana Jones. So he's sitting there telling you, we see what they did to Indiana Jones. It's a movie he didn't see.
Yeah.
As far as I know, maybe he backtracked, but he was like, I'm not going to go see this. Like he was saying stuff again. Don't ask me what video he said that again. I don't have my receipt.
I'm sure he's somehow mad at them for not for him not wanting to see it either. So that's a problem too. Why didn't you make me want to see it? I should be able to see it. I should be able to want to see it. At the end of the day, it's sort of like people just get, I guess they're upset they're not being pandered to anymore or something. I don't know.
Yeah, and you know, he's going on about Star Wars. I've said it once, I've said it a million times, and I will die on this hill. Disney and Kathleen Kennedy have made more good Star Wars than George Lucas ever did. I know a lot of millennials really like the prequels. I do not like the prequels. I will give you that George Lucas made 3 good movies, and I think Kathleen Kennedy made about, what did she make, 5? I think she made about 4 good movies. I didn't really like Rise of Skywalker, but so
I like the shows.
Yeah, I like the shows too. So.
Yeah.
Because these people are not creatives. I've said it for years in my thought pieces about.
That's because they haven't been creatives for years.
Business and corporate culture.
Give me a decade where the studio heads were creatives. Give me a decade.
Yeah.
The 20s, the 30s. When was that happening? When we were getting Casablancas, the Citizen Kane.
Path to collapse.
All right.
There's a huge
Lloyd
opportunity
Kaufman.
here. That's and it's an opportunity to remind another corporation.
But it's not even that. It's not even true, because didn't the director, the head of Paramount, didn't he do Chud? He's a creative.
Yeah. He was. Well, he started in Chud too, and then he directed some films too.
They own a lot of the news outlets.
Research.
They bought them. So there's a lot of
like everyone always swears they have the freaking prescription.
They make all these boneheaded
just because they don't like a few movies. It's like, I know what needs to be done.
Well, as the CEO of this company that runs, owns ABC, and you know, you've got, I don't remember who it is that owns the Washington Post. Is it Bezos? I can't remember. I keep it straight.
But you don't have your receipts?
It's satirically stupid at this point. It's socio-political satire.
Dude, and these people lose their mind because their favorite franchise isn't up to snuff, in their opinion. That's what this is, and it's all burning down now.
Remind YouTube what its original,
you know what's humbling?
Differentiator.
I hate the prequels. I'll be the first to tell you that. I hate the Star Wars prequels. But I've seen that the millennials who grew up with those movies, they love them. They love them. And I can't take that away from them. I don't particularly like them, but the millennials that grew up with them, that watched them from the time they were kids, they love them. So this guy's got to grow up, man. You know, you don't like them, and pretty much all the complainers, the Jeremys and the nerd-rotics. As Junkman calls them, nerd-erotic. Okay, you didn't like sequels. Guess what? My girls, my 2 girls, they loved it. They loved it. And this is to them what the prequels are to the last generation. You're going to sit there and complain about it, and they're going to grow up, and that's their Star Wars. And and people are like, nope, it'll never happen with the sequels. Yeah, it will, because it happens with all these things. James says, I guess the term separating the art from the corporation is a foreign language to them. I suppose so. So I don't know. We're still getting to the good part here, the part that made me lose more of my hair.
Back when we were pre-pandemic, there was this shift going on at YouTube where they were going very corporate with how they prioritize channels, if you recall. The algorithm was greasing the skids for these kind of channels, whether they were music labels or movie companies. Video game companies. And at the time, we raised our hands and said, hey, should this be called CorpTube now? Because it doesn't really feel like YouTube anymore. It feels like Corporation Tube. and they were playing games. And YouTube plays a lot of games with content creators. For those of you that don't know, they play a lot of games.
This is corporate tube. He has a bunch of
And then
Marvel
suddenly
movies in the back.
happened.
Is this corporate tube?
Yeah.
And everybody
Look at your background, bro.
home.
Does Paramount
That's
sponsor
when,
you?
If you recall,
All those Star
even though
Treks
live
and
streams were
Indiana Jones?
already
Is this
thing,
corporate tube?
They were not the thing they
Put some
are
pictures
now.
of
And
YouTubers in the
they
background.
became that thing because everybody was trapped in their homes and movie production.
Here we go. Here we go.
Could go to movie theaters. All of a sudden, there was YouTube, and people kind of rediscovered it in a new way because we were live streaming from our houses because there was nothing else to do.
And Tiger King. Remember Tiger King?
People who didn't spend that amount.
Remember
of
how
time
many people were talking
watching
about
YouTube
Tiger
and
King on
getting
YouTube?
familiar with
Yeah, he's right. YouTube was
everything that
huge.
YouTube had to offer. We come out of lockdown, and YouTube, as of February of this year, starts pulling more levers. Now they want to chase TikTok. And I said then to some of my friends who are also content creators, I said, it's amazing that instead of leaning into their competitive differentiator, which is we are the anti-TikTok, we are giving you the kind of videos you can see on the internet that TikTok cannot provide. We're not going to try and compete with TikTok. We're going to be
all right, man. He's really slow with his points. I'm sorry to say. Like, I get it. You said it. You called it, bro. Congrats.
Really
Told your friends.
Lockdown. Hollywood has put its face in the mud. They have dropped to the ground. Movies aren't being made. The movies that have been made in the last few months, Mission Impossible notwithstanding, the movies that have been made in the past few months to a year have not impressed anybody.
Oh,
they impressed me.
More movies coming
Love this movie.
Hey, Barbie hasn't
movie.
impressed anyone.
After this,
Yeah.
I don't think this is going to be a short ride.
Spider-Verse
The
didn't impress
corporations
anyone.
have said,
Nope.
The corporate studios have said we are going to do
Everyone hated Mario.
to weed it
Every
out
other
until
year.
these people can't pay
Some
their
movies are
bills.
good, some movies are bad.
Right.
Some people lose their minds when the
Yeah.
movies are
They
bad, I
had the
guess.
writers. They're like, we're not going to negotiate. We're just going to wait until they're starving, and then crawl back to the table and accept our
All right.
terms.
All right.
Where's the?
That sounds like
disagree.
a really great scenario to put anybody in.
So
who's trying to make a living.
So you heard how he's saying that
And now with
everybody,
the actors, it's probably going to be the same
Hollywood
way.
wasn't around, but
Because you
people
have
rediscovered
extremely
live streaming.
arrogant people running these companies now
So-
because
Sure.
As
People
they
also
snuck
discovered
more
documentaries.
All right, we're at we got like 10 more minutes of this, so let me forward through a little. Let me see where we are.
that affect us. But we can get their attention.
Oh,
We
here
can get their attention by showing them through our content that isn't 30-second videos on TikTok, that
Yeah.
we can step up and give the public what Hollywood is completely dysfunctional in
See,
delivering.
he
What?
can give you.
Oh my
what-
god.
The quality of the movies was already getting terrible.
Give me a time travel
Across the
stream.
board, you can name on one hand like the number of movies this year so far that have been worth seeing.
Nope.
We
Can
don't
name
have to
can
worry
name a lot
about
more than
all
one
the
hand.
stupid political maneuverings and rules and BS
All
that
the
led
movies.
to this
Oh my
crisis.
god. I bet they're all
We
movies
don't
in
have
the
to worry
theater.
about how it's
This
gonna
is the
shake
type
out.
of guy that needs to be spoon-fed. Yeah,
Because I've
pandered
been-
to. He needs to be
I have
spoon-fed,
heard
otherwise it doesn't
increasingly
exist and it's
over the
not worth
past 6
seeing.
years,
Right.
This is why I did.
from
This is why I
all
came from
kinds
my stream
of-
was treasure hunting.
from
I
all
look for
walks
my
of life,
movies. I
how
reward
they,
myself
by
with
and
gold.
large, don't really see that many movies anymore because they spend most of their time enjoying content creators on YouTube that they
Who are
know
talking about
a
movies?
People don't go to movies because
tier
they're
in
watching
life that they do.
content
In other words,
creators
they're
on
getting
YouTube.
their entertainment,
Yeah.
they're getting their enjoyment and their
Oh my
social
god, David
interaction
Lynch fans are in shambles. What
creators
what
who are on
content
the
creator
same
can a David
playing
Lynch
field that
fan
they are.
go to?
And you and I, here we are.
That's why
We're
it's
two people who
called
do
YouTube.
live streams all the time.
Yeah.
And
YouTube itself.
I'm
as a
willing to tell you,
company
I
has
do
kind of
live
forgotten
streams.
that,
You do live streams. This is
especially
not a
trying to chase
movie.
TikTok.
This
Yeah.
is not the same thing as a movie. And if
You don't-
if he
you can be
thinks this is the
reminded,
same as a movie,
and
he
it's up to us
doesn't
to
know
do
what a
that.
movie is.
Yeah.
I
Maybe he does know what a movie is,
yesterday,
but there's
and
no
I
you don't
thought
get the
for
same level of
several hours, I
gratification
was like,
from a
this
good
is- I
story
watched all-
that you do from a
Francis
streamer.
speech,
Like I'm
and
sure there's
I watched
probably
Bob Iger's
YouTubers that tell stories or something like that. But it's, and you're watching a movie at that point. So what's the difference?
The all I kept thinking was,
but his whole thing on Hollywood is like, all right, if Hollywood feels they can't make money off movies, they'll buy your ass. They'll buy streamers at that point. And now freaking streamers are going to be Hollywood. So
I mean, would you go to a movie theater and plunk down $15 or whatever it costs these days to watch even somebody we like, our good friend Max? Would you sit down and watch him for 2 hours projected on a screen, just talking about movies and say, "Yo,
no, I need to be yelling
every
at
bit
Max.
as good. This is every bit as good as Raiders of the Lost Ark."
No, you're not going to find me the YouTuber. Exactly. Find me the Spielbergian YouTuber. Is it Mr. Beast? I guess it's the Spielberg of YouTube.
I don't know. I
Yeah,
don't know, man. It's insane.
You got to find some equivalence here between YouTubers and movies. Where's my Michael Mann YouTuber?
Yeah.
Who's the YouTuber that does, I guess they're going to do a crime channel. Yeah. Okay. That's the same as Heat. Okay.
I mean, don't get me wrong. You can do short films and act like, my friend Wes, he's got a YouTube channel and he makes short horror films.
Yes.
You actually like Wes. I should get you and Wes on a stream together. You'd really like
Absolutely.
him. He makes
Love him already.
movies, puts them up on YouTube. And so, yeah, there are some people doing that. But as we watch this video, and I know, he's complaining about 30-second videos. My God, this video would be much more tolerable if it were 30 seconds.
Yeah, please go on TikTok. Learn editing in TikTok. No, but but at that point, Hollywood would just buy your movie. Hollywood buys YouTubers like shorts and stuff. They bought like that the back rooms and stuff. So it's like,
right.
I don't understand.
Like,
they're already in YouTube. You're not in competition.
David Sandberg.
You're there for the pickings.
David Sandberg, the director of the Shazam movies. Didn't he start off making a video for YouTube? Wasn't his what was the name of his movie? He turned it into a feature.
Lights Out.
Lights Out. I was going to say low light, but yeah, that's it. Lights Out.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's not that it's not out there, but he goes on to say in this video, which I don't even know if we could stomach finishing it at this point, but he goes on to say like, let me get to the YouTubers. This is your moment part, because he basically starts talking about how he's going to work hard to make his videos even better, so he could be the new entertainment since Hollywood is failing you. Like watching him is the same as watching a Spielberg movie or something. I mean, come on.
Jesus.
So I've decided I am
down the gauntlet.
Well, I'm already committed to trying to make the best quality videos possible.
He's admitting that he wasn't before.
I'm really going to redouble my efforts right now to not only make the best quality videos I can, but also make the most interesting and or fun and or both and rewatchable videos possible. Things that will bring enjoyment to the people that I know are in my audience.
Technically, I am rewatching this video, so I guess he
did it. He nailed it
multiple times. Just like you used to enjoy movies.
It's a good torture porn video, I guess.
Movies aren't even rewatchable. They're barely watchable once. If you've seen Eternals or Indiana Jones 5.
You haven't seen Indiana Jones 5, Jack?
If you've seen Eternals, he named 2 movies in the span of like 2 years.
But he's complaining about Indiana Jones 5. He hasn't seen it.
Stand up and see it with your view.
I saw it 3 times. It's great.
The quality of your presentation and the number of people who are going to be coming to YouTube over the next few months because of what's going on right now in Hollywood. Naturally speaking, they will be looking for something.
He needs to. Good luck competing against Ridley Scott's lighting, bro.
I've heard people say before that movies, they're not unessential or non-essential, whatever you want to call it, because they are the campfire stories of our time.
So
art is essential.
I don't know about you. I kind of feel like you've got the gist of this. Like I don't think we need any more. You got the gist of this. He's saying YouTube can replace the movies. Live streams can replace the movies. His videos, which are him sitting in front of toys and telling you why Hasbro sucks and Hasbro is a piece of shit. Those are, in his mind, the same as movies. Now, I did stumble upon the other day as I was doing some research. I did stumble upon a video. His wife was being interviewed on another Twitch channel, And his wife made the comment that a lot of people don't understand that he's joking, that this he has a sense of humor, and that this is a joke. I don't believe her, and I'll tell you why I don't believe her. I think she, as anyone who loves someone would do, you know, they want their spouse to be seen in the best light. Um, Unfortunately, I don't think this video is available anymore on YouTube, so I'm going to have to show it to you from our clips, which means we have to basically just sit back and watch it, and we can comment on it after. But my friend, the Junk Man, made a video that is very funny, and he's just being funny. It's just his sense of humor. Gave it put a copyright strike against it and had it taken down. So this is the man with the sense of humor. He had this taken down. So let me give you the backstory here. Michael did a video for his patrons that somehow got leaked out, but it was supposed to go just to his patrons. And in the middle of the video, he gets a call from his father. And Junkman took that video and had a little fun with it. I'm going to play Junkman's video that really set Michael off. He was setting copyright strikes again. We'll probably get a copyright strike from him just for playing it. But here it is.
And what happens in the aftermath of this video? Michael, you could have at least tried to contact Scott Knightlick before you did this video. He's such a victim. No, he's not. He's attacked this community 3 times, and that's my phone.
Hello, Retroblasting. It's me, your pop, your good old dad. I just wanted to let you know that you were a little hard on that video yesterday, and one of those lights on the Enterprise isn't working.
Sorry, my dad.
Damn, that didn't work. Let's try a good old text. Hey, Retroblasting, it's your dad. Please give me a call back at the following number.
I bet you that's my dad calling me to tell me how he saw my latest video and he thinks I stepped over the line.
That wasn't your dad. You just got jump pranked.
Hey, Jumpman channel popping though.
Junk pranked.
Now, I think that's hilarious.
Yeah.
He gets so angry about that. And this is the guy who supposedly we don't understand. It's his sense of humor. It's like, what? Come on, man.
Some people are too sensitive.
Think that's the thing. It's like if this guy just even demonstrated he had a sense of humor about himself, I don't think I don't think it would be as bad. It's like okay, this guy he can be a little much sometimes, but at least
I don't think Junkman said anything too offensive or calling him "you're dumb." I should have had you, I should have beat you as a child or anything. Like he didn't do any crossover the line. He just made it a little joke,
right. Yeah, but no, he and Junkman really hate each other. So, but I don't know. That's my thing. Like I said, I've never done a video on him before because usually my thing is just and the thing is I don't watch his channel anymore. I don't watch his channel. Like I'm not a subscriber, but a lot of people know that I had issues with him. So I keep getting text messages from people like, hey, did you see what he said this time? Did you see what he said? So it's one of those things where it's like almost like I can't escape it because people keep showing them to me. But this one, as someone who loves movies, as someone who just adores the movies and the very idea that anyone could equate this thing that we're doing right now, that I have nothing against live streams. I'm part of one right this moment. But if you're going to suggest this is the same as a movie, you're telling me you don't like movies or you don't know what movies are. But again, he did tell us he doesn't like movies. He told us that no movies are watchable. So
yeah,
I mean,
and then he mentioned Eternals from like 3 years ago. It's like, all right. There's only one
Yeah.
type of movie. It's only the movies that the studios want you to see, bro, and you're mad at them. It's like, go look at not studio movies. So many
Yeah.
movies, and it's
I
like
remember. I remember several years ago, I went to see, because I had a free coupon, because the movie really didn't look that good. I went to see the Land of the Lost remake with Will Ferrell,
sure.
and I'm sitting in it for about a half hour, and I don't like this movie. This isn't
Mhm.
very funny. I'm not into this. So I got up out of my seat and I left the theater, and I went to the theater next door, which was showing the Brothers Bloom. Ryan
Mhm.
Johnson's The Brothers Bloom. This is before
Oh
Ryan
no! Don't
Johnson.
mention Ryan Johnson, Star Wars.
Well,
No.
this is well before he did Star Wars.
Yeah, of course.
And that's a fantastic movie. It's a
Mhm.
fantastic movie, and I remember that year people kept talking about, I don't remember what year Brothers Bloom came out, but I remember people kept going, "Oh, this movie sucked, and this movie sucked, and oh, there's no good movies out right now." And I'm like asking all of them, "Did you see the Brothers Bloom?" And all of them are like, "No." I'm like, "It's a great movie out right now, just none of you went to see it."
Yeah.
So,
No, because they only listen to the studios. They only listen. It's only what the studios want them to see. It's only what the
yeah,
studio put the trailer in your video game or whatever. That's it. Those are the only movies exist, and if they're not up to par, oh, the whole system needs to come down.
lifelong toy collector says, "Wow." As a toy collector, I wonder if he watches Retroblasting. I don't know. And James Borland says, "I agree. I'm more of a proponent of original films, but there are some films from studios that are good, and there do exist indie films that are interchangeable and boring. It depends on the film." Absolutely,
Yep.
absolutely. I always say great filmmakers make great movies. You know, if you find the filmmakers you like, if you like Spielberg and you go see a Spielberg movie, you're probably going to like it. If you like Scorsese and you go see a Scorsese movie, you're probably going to like it. If you don't like Ryan Johnson, don't go see his damn movies. He's not the guy for you.
Yeah, but watch Brick before you judge that. Brick's amazing.
I love Brick. I love Brick. Lifelong toy collector says, "I haven't watched French for a couple of years now. There's a debate on a toy channel. He made a spectacle of himself." Yes, that would be the Scott Knightlick debate, I believe. And that was the one he was talking about in that clip where Junkman junk pranked. Yeah, he really that was bad. That he picked a fight with another toy YouTuber, had a debate, really made an ass of himself on the debate, and then declared himself the winner.
You know, it's really funny because I think it was even back in the 80s. When the Schwarzenegger and the Stallone, all those movies were coming out, every critic would be, for the most part, you know, those were like, even some of them were seen as guilty pleasure at the time or straight up bad, you know? And people, they would always say, "This is the downfall of cinema. That's it. There's no good movies out," you know? It's got to the point where even Tarantino himself, who's like a very well-respected, like awesome filmmaker, he himself said, I hate the 80s. I think there was nothing but trash in those movies. I think it was the death of cinema. The 80s was dying. Thank God I came out in the 90s, you know? So it's like,
Yeah,
it's always, there's always those group of people, right? That are just like, this is the downfall of cinema. This is the downfall of cinema. It's like just another one of those doomsday cult. Is like, now the world's going to end. Now and they get embarrassed. It keeps going. It's going to keep going.
I'm taking a look right now on Rotten Tomatoes because I'm going by fuzzy old memories. But Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the 1990 film by that Henson Studios did the suits for.
Sure.
That's kind of considered today to be something of a classic film. Like people today look back on that film very fondly, and it's considered, it's really well regarded, right?
Sure.
I remember when that opened in 1990. Critics hated it, so I just looked it up. 42% the original Ninja Turtles got on Rotten Tomatoes.
It went up.
This is a film that is considered to be like a classic today of that genre. 42%, and
Yeah, this is probably a good time to say critics have always been like this, right? So they're saying the critics have an agenda now. It's like, oh, critics are different. Oh, no one listens to critics. It's you guys are saying the same arguments people have been saying for decades.
Yeah. Yeah, and you as a horror fan,
Yeah.
I mean, you know better than anyone. I mean, the horror genre has really taken a beating over the years.
Yeah, we
Roger
never
Ebert,
got
man,
we never
Roger
got
Ebert,
respect. Yeah, we
he
never got
hated horror
respect until
movies.
A24 came around. Then everyone's like, "Oh, horror, nominate some horror movies," right? Even though there's
Yeah,
precedent, Exorcist got nominated. Roger Ebert did have, like, he loved the classic. Like, he had that man had phenomenal taste. Well, maybe horror wasn't his thing, but he knew a classic when he saw one. Halloween got 4 stars. Dawn of the Dead got 4 stars. Like, he knows he had his things. He had
yeah,
his
he hated Texas Chainsaw Massacre though.
yeah, he did, didn't
He hated everything he declared to be too bleak. He said anything that made him walk out of the theater like feeling like
he? Yeah.
depressed. Like
If
about
you read
humanity.
his original Night of the Living Dead review, he's reviewing the audience more than he's reviewing the movie because he was in absolute shock. But he gave it a 3.5.
I think that's one of the issues I had with The Flash is a lot of the reviews for The Flash, and this is a tremendously good movie. I love this movie, and
Very fun.
It only got something like a 66% critic score, which is a positive. That's a positive critic score.
Yeah.
If you read a lot of the reviews, I believe the critic score was dragged down
Mhm.
lower than it should have been because a lot of people were reviewing the lead actor. A lot of people
Sure.
were like, well, it's going to be hard to get past watching Ezra Miller. But so it's like, well, you're not reviewing the movie. You're reviewing the star of the movie.
Yeah.
So there you go. That's all I wanted to say. We've been on
We did it.
this for 41 minutes, and I don't think I don't see myself doing a stream like this again. I'm not usually one to go after. I know Enosh used to do a show like this all the time called 2 Cents on Nonsense, where he would just find really bad takes from some of these guys and bring them down. And I always enjoyed watching it, but it's not my format. I'm usually my attitude is let's talk about what you love. Let's not
Sure.
talk about the things that drive you crazy. Let's talk about what you love. But this one irked me more than usual, so I was like, you know what? I think I'll make an exception on this one, but this is not my format, and I won't. You can expect not to see. And I'll tell you, Michael's going to come back and he's going to respond because that's what he does. He's going to blast us on Twitter or something, and you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to ignore it. Say what you want about me,
Sure.
Michael. Come after me. Write your nasty comment in the.
I mean, what can he possibly say? He's just gonna list bad movies. Well, what about this bad movie? Yeah, okay, it's bad. Yeah,
Right.
bad movies exist. Like, there's nothing you could say. It's like, all right, you don't like maybe movies aren't for you. Maybe branch out before you start. If studios aren't for you, because studios aren't the only ones making movies. You know, how do you think A24 came out of nowhere, right? They're rising up. Blumhouse came out of nowhere. They're rising up. There's tons of little mini studios that are presenting quality for everyone. So
I will say,
I'm actually extending a hand to you and be like, dude, don't pay attention to just Paramount, Warner Brothers, and Disney. All right, there's other studios out there.
absolutely. So I don't know. Say what you want about me, Michael. Come after me. Write your nasty comments. I welcome them. I'm not going to respond. I'm just going to sit there and turn the other cheek and take it like a man. I'll bend over and let you oil me up like a big boy, as they say.
Now we're talking.
But,
now we're getting weird. Now we're getting perped.
Yeah. Now it's getting weird. But
Now it's getting weird. That's how I like it. Yeah.
all right, everybody. Thanks for joining us on this impromptu stream where we talk about. I guess this is our bitch fest because we're.
Yeah. No, but this is an interesting take that I'm sure a lot of people have, and I'm sure at some point, it's going to be addressed one way or another. It's a fun talk. It's like, let's think about this. Can YouTube? Now, I don't know. Not in this format. Sure, but you can make a movie and put it on YouTube. Maybe YouTube becomes just a studio itself, and it becomes bigger than Paramount. YouTube movies. Who knows? I don't know. That could be a thing, but at that point,
if that's what he was talking about, if he was talking about people making their own short films and putting it up on YouTube, that would be one thing. But that's not his format. That's not what he does. And he's talking about how he's going to now double his efforts to make more entertaining. And okay, look, let's play the game just a little bit further here. Let's bring back his channel for a second. And let's take a look at his more entertaining and, you know, I'm going to make my videos more entertaining and rewatchable and as good as Hollywood. Let's see what he's done since that. Okay, so Hollywood is Burning. Then we got Stan Solo's Fleet Rebel Trooper. Stan Solo is a guy he's friends with who lives in England who makes bootleg action figures. So he made a video showcasing his buddy's bootleg Rebel Fleet Trooper action figure. Okay, fine. Then he did this man-child news. This man-child news, I've seen a few of these. These are like done like old black and white film reels. Probably the most creative thing he does. But it is just an excuse for him to bitch about everything he hates and call the people that like them man-childs.
Oh, I thought he's being the man too. He's not even self-aware. Oh my God.
No, he's not at all self-aware.
If you're complaining about Indy, bro.
Then the next video we get is his buddy Stan Solo again. Look at this. He's going to make his videos as good as movies. His videos are always him sitting next to a table with action figures on it.
But he's got a hat on now, dude. He's putting in that double effort in costumes.
Now he's got a hat. So yeah, I guess this right here, this is as good as a movie.
That's
him
it.
Sitting next to an action
he hired
figure.
a costume designer.
And then in this one, he reviews.
That'd be funny if he goes out. I actually storyboarded that one. So look, I have the picture of me sitting down as a storyboard. Look, see, double my effort.
And then we get another video of him sitting in front of his DVDs complaining about things. Michael, I guess he calls all those Michael Unplugged. So
yeah.
There you go.
That a man-child, I guess. The real.
Yeah. So since he said I'm going to double my efforts to be better than Hollywood, this is what you got. So I guess.
Hey, you don't know what's happening behind the scenes.
This Stan Solo, Marion Ravenwood review, that's better than Dial of Destiny right there.
Maybe that's all CGI. Maybe he's a full CGI guy there. And it's like, oh, look at all that money put into the special effects. I don't know.
Lifelong Toy Collector says, no, Joe, this is way more retroblasting content than I care to absorb. I'm dipping out. I can't blame you, man. I can't blame you. So yeah, we're done now. We're done.
We're done. The audience hates us. So
yep.
That's when.
All right. Thanks for joining us on this adventure. Be sure and come back next week and check the comments so you can see Michael's angry rant. It'll be right down there. Guaranteed. Guaranteed.
Love you, Michael. We got some good movies. Michael, we're just trying to reach out. There's good movies.
Well, he's not going to comment now. He won't, because he's going to prove me a liar. He's going to be like, well, just because he said that, I'm not going to comment. But, all right, everybody. Go subscribe to Little Movie Perp and
MME, just the MME. I'm part of MME.
Okay, just subscribe to MME. This is simul streaming on MME and Crazy.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, yeah. Subscribe to this thing. I do too many weird stuff over in my channel that I think grosses people out. So
if you're watching on MME, come over to Crazy Joe's Concession Stand and give us a subscription. So
love Joe.
All right, everybody. Oh, wait a minute. I forgot to play the I should have played this like 10 minutes ago.
Oh man, I was jamming to that. Gotta make it longer, dude. Gotta make it longer.
Well, it's almost the end of the show, part of the show, but guess what? It is the end of the show. So keep wearing those pajamas.
Keep wearing those pajamas
with the plastic feet.
Keep wearing those pajamas.
Tell everyone you meet.
Keep wearing those pajamas
with the back door flap.
Keep wearing those pajamas.
Don't open it, it's a trap.
Oh no,
it's a trap. Some people call them bitches. Some people call them jammies. They can come embroidered with big money and no whammies. They can have 100 tiny commander Damas. But no matter how they look, just keep on wearing those pajamas.
Keep on wearing those pajamas. Keep wearing those pajamas.
And now we have.
It looks like you're in the Criterion closet there.
Pajamas.
And now the song is done.